The rare skin in Fortnite is not so rare anymore, as well as a respawn game mode and a battle royale, and more BBD bops to use that just dropped with the patch this morning, and even more leaks to go over with the Fortnite news. First, let's start with the patch that is adding the previously teased Disco Domination limited time game mode that is a soaring 50v50 variant with respawning until the third or last storm circle, which is kind of counterintuitive in a single life battle royale game that has 5 dance floors on the map when the storm is not moving. If you emote on one of those 5 dance floors without any enemies on it, the disco ball will be raised, and hopefully that won't bring back the abomination that is that type of music, but it will fill a capture bar that will continue to grow like a dick on Cialis for your team until either an enemy stands on that floor or the storm circle starts moving on to the next zone. Later dance floors and more friendly players busting a move like drunken white people at a wedding will fill the bar more quickly, and these capture points cannot be built on or over, but can be surrounded by walls like Orange Cheeto Jesus' wet dream for America. There's also a new weapon that's been leaked in a previous Fortnite news video with the quad launcher. It's basically a rocket launcher only available in epic and legendary variants that can fire up to 4 rockets in succession to make you feel like you're in Israel somewhere. The Porta Fortress has also been returned to the game, but had its drop rate lowered so that people won't have this get out of jail free card when getting destroyed in a build battle. Drop rate of other items have been adjusted, but they're all a less than 1% difference from the previous patch, so if anybody actually notices, I'd be fucking shocked. There are also minor bug fixes implemented, including performance improvements on both the Nintendo Switch and the VCR, since they have roughly the same computing power, and making that dog actually shut the fuck up so it's not as annoying as those tiny little yelping shits that people think is acceptable to bring in a retail store. Spoiler alert, it's fucking not. However, the biggest news with this patch is the return of the Skull Trooper outfit, which is exactly the same as the one released in the early months of the game when nobody knew the power of building yet. There is still a reason to keep your account that you paid thousands of dollars for, though, as those that had the original Skull Trooper skin had that version updated with a purple style just to confuse even more people and give a big fuck you to those who actually spent money on the skin back when the game was shite before the turn of the new year. Instead of having a new version of Skull Trooper or just even releasing the Skull Ranger variant as they did, they retroactively changed the original skin for the worse, which also means that Epic changed a digital good that someone paid for something originally to now something that someone might not like anymore. This is a really dangerous precedent that was done to get at mom's credit card, since it looks like the skin that everyone has been fawning over for a while now, and would definitely make more money than if they released the new version in the item shop today. More on Epic being scummy about money later, but there are also 5 challenges that you need to complete in order to unlock the Ghost Portal back bling for this skin, which you can't possibly get for almost another week, due to the first one being completing 7 daily challenges, second being completing 50 matches, third is playing matches with at least 1 elimination, so don't get carried, then searching 10 chests in a single match, and lastly, dealing 1,000 damage to opponents in a single match, just like a police officer. Shoot first, ask questions later. Speaking of challenges, they've been leaked for both weeks 3 and 4, as this upcoming set of challenges include for paupers that didn't buy a to-do list for extra money to keep them playing the game longer. You actually need to be a teammate and revive a player in 5 different matches. The stage challenges that start with searching a chest in Lonely Lodge, which is the only reason you'd ever be caught going there in the first place, and to ring a doorbell of a house with an enemy inside, which means I should just hand out battle pass tiers for this Halloween and see the disappointment on all those kids' faces. For people that did throw down some money for a carrot to dangle, their challenges include a stage challenge to visit both Risky Reels and Willing Woods in a single match, and hopefully the other stages won't be for adjacent named areas just to fuck with people. Then hitting a player with a tomato 20 meters away or further, so get those emotes out, shooting 3 targets at different galleries 5 times in order to make people feel like a real American, and lastly, eliminate at least 1 enemy in 10 different matches. So these challenges are things that people would almost never normally do. Hope you enjoy paying for playing like a twat waffle for a few matches. Week 4's pleb challenges include dancing with others to raise a disco ball near Loot Lake, which at least it's not on all 4 platforms this time with different people on them, searching ammo boxes in 7 different named locations, and a copy paste shop from the Ghost Portal back bling challenge with dealing 1,000 damage in a single match. For the gold challenges, you need to land at Greasy Grove, which will certainly make for a snooze fest of a match, starting off in a place where almost nobody will fucking go, dancing on top of 7 clock towers, completing 5 time trials like we're in fucking Mario Kart, and eliminating opponents near 3 corrupted areas, meaning those places that look like a single dad's burnt grilled cheese that he serves his kids will be around until at least the end of the 4th week. The loading screens for both of those weeks have also been leaked as the reward for completing all of those challenges, with week 3 showing off Little Red Riding Hood getting a revenge on the big big bad wolf in the hashtag #MeToo era, then a prelude to a cat fight for week 4 because women are actually their own worst enemies. Fucking bitches. That's not all for leaks, as there are tons of things to play dress up with in a shooter game besides the Skull Trooper and Ranger skins, relegating the Ghoul Trooper to be the new OG status, with a couple of Pumpkinhead outfits for those basic bitches out there that love their fall spice, Jack Gordon with this slick suit, and Hollowhead, which is a metaphor for the majority of Fortnite players that play like absolute fucking spoons. There's also both Plague and Scourge skins with the mask to keep the stench of the shitty plays away, and Bullseye, that's basically the Earhart skin putting on a different tank top. There's also 2 capes and a science experiment as new back blings, which is almost as bad a word as tramp stamp when describing a posterior design item, along with 2 new gliders, the Crypt Cruiser that looks like someone spilled all of their glow-in-the-dark paint inside a standard one, and Lamplight for those that prefer 18th century sources of luminosity. There's 3 harvesters that include the Skull Sickle that is the same color for fake light when it's dark out, Herald's Wand to go with the Plague and Scourge skins, and Carver to get those sweet pumpkin lines, and a big middle finger to those wrinkle creams. Lastly are 4 emotes that include the Sprinkler and Electro Swing, since we're doing dances from the 70s now with Disco Domination, Look at This, which is at least better than Holding in Your Pee, and Headbang, since Halloween is the unofficial holiday of heavy metal. There are also code snippets related to an unpictured onesie female skin in Durburger PJs, and a Get Psyched emote that is coded as Power Up. We also have the upcoming item shop for October the 11th and 12th, showing off here what seems to be all returning items and no new ones, but hey, at least you can pick up the Bright Bomber to go along with your Dark Bomber. Lastly, in cosmetics, there is an Epic and Warner Brothers Deep Freeze bundle available for the inferior console platforms at a price of $29.99 for a Frostbite outfit, Cold Front Glider, Chillax Harvester, Freezing Point Back Bling, and 1,000 V-Bucks if you want to pay for shit that's mostly plain white and the laziest bundle yet. And finally, Epic announced the Fortnite Support a Creator program, whereby you can enter a content creator's name when you purchase V-Bucks in order to give them a kickback in a manner similar to what I have going on with Green Man Gaming, link in the description for cheap games, including Black Ops 4 for 15% off, hashtag sellout mode engaged. Anyway, so I applied for this program and was unceremoniously denied because I'm apparently ineligible for this event. I clearly meet the minimum requirements of at least 1,000 followers on both my YouTube and Twitch, as well as posting Fortnite within the last week on both of my platforms, so what the fuck gives here, Epic? So I guess I need to be even more clickbaity with my titles and tags, or just outright lie to children in order to inflate my view count, or maybe it's not enough hours of live streaming staring at Loot Lake in anticipation of a volcano event that was never going to happen. It must be that I'm not predatory in my practices of making said content. I'll gladly take not being a scumbag if it means I don't make $5 for every 10,000 V-Bucks people spend for overpriced pallet swaps. Anyways, that's going to do it for the Fortnite news. I've been the Schwantz27, out like the Yankees. Until next time.